Washington had seen scandals before, but nothing like this. A leak known publicly only as the threat matrix had shaken the city to its core. It was a classified FBI program designed to rank American citizens based on digital behavior, search queries, late-night forum posts, private messages, even patterns of scrolling. For some, it was the future of national security. For others, it was the end of civil liberty. Within hours of the leak, pundits screamed on cable news. Civil rights groups filed lawsuits, and lawmakers demanded answers. But one meeting, one private confrontation, mattered more than any broadcast panel or angry headline. Inside a windowless Senate intelligence room, a recording light blinked red atop a metal table. No cameras, no journalists, no staffers, just two people, one demanding the truth, one accused of unleashing it. The senator arrived first, carrying the weight of years spent battling overreach, corruption, and federal secrecy. He saw himself as a guardian of the republic, someone who could smell dishonesty the way a hunter detects shifting wind. He paced the room once, then sat down, hands pressed flat on the table. The door opened a moment later. The former FBI cyber director stepped inside with a stillness that irritated anyone expecting fear. There was no trembling, no hesitation, just the calm of a surgeon walking into a familiar operating room. When the door shut, the senator leaned forward. There were no greetings, only a single question. Did you leak the matrix? It wasn't a request for truth. It was an attack meant to break the ice like a hammer to glass. But the response came slow and measured. What you should ask, the official said, is whether you're prepared for the answer. The temperature in the room dropped. The senator opened a folder so thick it seemed to groan. Inside were digital access logs, timestamps, credential reports, everything pointing toward a single conclusion. The leak had come from inside the cyber division, and the system used belonged to the person sitting across from him. He listed the evidence one item at a time. A classified network, a login credential, a time window matching the leak, and a digital signature that traced back to a workstation owned by the official's team. Each fact was delivered like a punch. Each pause was a chance for confession, but none came. Instead, the former director explained, almost academically, how a credential could be stolen, how internal systems were far from airtight, and how anyone with moderate access could spoof a login under the right conditions. It wasn't denial, it was dissection. The senator's jaw tightened. He wasn't used to suspects treating evidence like a malfunctioning toy. The senator shifted tactics. If the technical evidence didn't land, motive might. He reminded the official of their vocal objections to the program, their resignation days before the leak, their warnings that the threat matrix crossed constitutional boundaries. You opposed it, the senator said. You fought it. You called it unethical, dangerous. That's motive. But the answer was sharp enough to slice the room in half. Ethical opposition is not motive. It's conscience. And conscience isn't a crime. The senator leaned in. Leaking classified material is. The official leaned back. So is building a system that profiles citizens before they commit wrongdoing. And just like that, the battle was no longer technical. It became philosophical. Security versus liberty. Prediction versus presumption. Two visions of America collided across a polished wooden table. The senator pivoted again, circling the table like a predator trying to find the weak angle. His voice lowered, controlled, almost venomous. You had the skills, the access, the timing. You could leak it and leave nothing behind. What he expected was panic. What he got was a slow exhale. If I had leaked it intentionally, the official said, you wouldn't be interrogating me behind closed doors. You'd be explaining to the American people why your own voters were flagged in a system they never consented to. That stopped him cold. The leak had revealed something deeper, teachers, soldiers, journalists, nurses, students, veterans, ordinary Americans, tens of thousands, flagged as potential threats based on patterns even innocent people displayed. For a moment, the senator had no words. He recovered with a new stratagem. From his briefcase, he pulled out a sealed evidence envelope. Inside was a printed copy of the leaked files, one of the versions mailed anonymously to a civil liberties journalist. Postal inspectors had traced it to a community drop box a few blocks from the official's home. The senator slid it across the table like a final blow, but the official didn't flinch. That drop box, they explained, was used by dozens of neighbors, students, and delivery workers. And yes, they had used it many times. The senator pounced. For classified material? The official paused. No, for whistleblower packets. The air left the senator's lungs. The implication was devastating. This wasn't the first time information had leaked from that neighborhood. The official continued, their voice steady. The threat matrix, they said, wasn't the true danger. It was merely the visible surface of something bigger. A parallel project hidden beneath layers of internal metadata. A second system. A predictive model that didn't just analyze behavior, but attempted to forecast political alignment. Not terrorism, not crime, votes. A tool some inside the government hoped to weaponize for the next election cycle. The senator froze. If true, this wasn't surveillance. It was electoral engineering, and the leak, whoever committed it, had accidentally exposed traces of the deeper system inside timestamp anomalies and unusual data clusters. The senator whispered hoarsely, "If this is real, it could tear the country apart." The response was quiet. "It already has. You just haven't seen the pieces fall yet." The senator ended the session abruptly, reaching for the recorder with an unsteady hand. But before switching it off, he asked the question that had haunted him since the meeting began. "Did you leak the matrix?" A long silence followed. Then the final answer came. Instead of asking who leaked it, ask yourself why such a system ever existed. The recorder clicked. The meeting ended. But the consequences had only begun.